Because I guess maybe maybe in the African American culture we are very cautious, or some at least some of us are. Or so I mean, we had all our masks on, and the other people in the neighborhood they was looking at us like we was crazy. They thought that we really probably had the coronavirus. So, honey, I don't care what nobody thinks about you, or making you look like you're purring and whatever. You have to stay safe with this thing. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. So pretty much, oh, and another thing I wanted to add in conjunction when you're going outside, you need to wear a mask. I know the media has been saying that you do not have to wear a mask. I deal with a lot of suppliers, overseas who have already dealt with these problems. And they have already said this is an airborne thing. Why would they tell people online, on TV, not to have masks? I think it's because the United States does not have the inventory at this current time to help supply everybody with a mask. So that's probably another reason why they're telling people to not go outside. Luckily me, I got multiple masks. I've been dealing with sensitivities to certain chemicals and stuff, which cause me to have sometimes headaches and dizziness, like vertigo attacks. And so I have to wear a different mask. And I probably will going to start selling these masks, and I will update you on that if you're interested. Inbox me if you're interested in purchasing a mask. Okay, now we're going down to the next item. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables and elevate your zinc levels. And stay away from stress. And you may have to get off of Facebook because, sometimes I'm watching on, sometimes I'm not saying Facebook is bad, but you got to watch what you're looking at online on a consistent basis. There's a lot of fear going around, and some of this stuff is being sensationalized. Some of this stuff is being hypothesized. People are just making up all these fear things on their own. Like you may see something like my mother had told me the other day. They were locking up people and sending them to jail. And I'm not saying that you should be out here breaking rules and stuff. But granted, this was, this place, the way that they were making it seem was that, hold up, I know somebody ain't calling me. I got, goodbye. So, this story had happened overseas over there in Africa somewhere. And I heard the story and I just seen other things online. And, I got nervous just reading about some of these stories. Even I saw one about a pastor being locked up. And, I have a lot of different relatives who are in the ministry. And that was a little bit disturbing for me at first, saying that, wow, they're locking up pastors. Not saying that people should be breaking the rules. I think they should be following the guidelines. But it was you just gotta research everything that I find now. Everything that I see on my timeline, I investigate it myself. I Google it and I see what laws was that in my law state, because every state jurisdiction has their own laws to abide by and their own ways to deal with these types of offenses. So it's just a lot going on. So just back to our main topic is to stay away from stress. It's good to do a lot of meditation and sleep. I was talking about that on my live the other day. Making sure that you're getting your good night's sleep. Get in the office. It is good to detach from social media, being online 1 to 2 hours before waking and going to bed. I do not necessarily do that, but there was a time that I was doing it, and it did bring a very calming and peaceful spirit to me. I felt very good and rejuvenated when I went to work. Sometimes when haven't gone to work in the past, I was irritated because I knew that I had to deal with all of the issues and I had a long list of things that needed to be done that I did not know how I was going to do them. So those are some tips. And in conjunction with keeping your stress level low, another tip of mine is to take a CBD and adaptogen herbs. Now, I'm not making everybody be a weed head out here. However, there are medicinal properties in CBD when taken appropriately. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting vaping because I guess that's when you receive most of the effects and I probably get the most THC. I know there are people, I don't come against nobody what they do. There are people out there who suffer from neurological issues such as seizures. And I know that it has been studies shown that people that suffer from seizures and migraines anxiety, they're using the CBD, and it's helping to take it away. Even getting people who have been addicted to opiates. You know, the opiate addiction is very rampant going out even now. Even in the black community, a lot of people getting on heroin. You know, before this is not really a big thing. So CBD is a very good herb, and it's good to get a very potent the CBD when you go to the stores. They have some of them cheap ones for $20 and $30, but to get the good stuff, you're gonna have to probably pay between $70 to $120. Sometimes even $160, depending on the strands and you know, just the strength, the potency of the product, and you want to make sure that you're getting pure product. Okay, so adaptogen, and on top of that, adaptogen herbs. These are herbs that help your body adjust and combat stress, and to also, I believe, help lower the cortisol levels in your body and inflammation. So these herbs are very good. Some of the most popular ones are holy basil, ashwagandha, and one that I take because I'm opposite from a lot of people. A lot of people, blood pressure goes up when they're stressed. So sometimes I'm like my father. He had dealt with low blood pressure. So, you know, when you're dealing with that, I take ginseng. And ginseng is an adaptogen herb, and it helps to raise the blood pressure. Okay, so we're almost done here. The next thing is that I don't know if I said that already. Okay, animals cannot spread the virus, so don't be worried if you have dogs. Also, if you feel a sore throat coming on, gargle with salt water immediately, and do this every 1 hour for 3 to 4 days. Virus can supposedly stay in the throat. We talked about that earlier already, so you know, just do your thing. Don't be sitting up there, your throat scratching and sore and everything else, and you coughing in everybody's face and you ain't gargling. Okay, because that means you contaminate people. Now, this is a big one. Now, I've never been a smoker because I believe that you know, everybody has a gift, and one of my gifts was singing. And I know that smoking and vaping messes up that, you know, and smoking cigarettes primarily. So I never really got into smoking as much. So, you know, I know it's a lot of people, they are addicted. They can't live without smoking. But this virus is a respiratory virus, so you want to limit those things. You know, may want to try the CBD. You need a stress release, or the prayer or meditation that we spoke about earlier. Okay, now these are the couple of few hair tips. We're almost done for the day. You need to make sure that you tie your hair up. I think my video might be wrapping up.